Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit that notification bell, get all the updates. Very excited for today's video. The beer's courtesy of Ross. Thanks so much, Ross. I really appreciate it. So this is Deth Star, which, before anyone in the comments section says anything, I have it on good authority at the brewery. They call it Deth and Deth. So I'm going to keep saying Deth Star. But apparently, again, I have it on pretty good authority that they use it interchangeably at the brewery. This is a stout aged in bourbon barrels. This is 2021 vintage. Witness the firepower of this fully operational barrel-aged imperial oatmeal stout, brewed with English specialty malts and the addition of flaked and malted oats to create a rich, chocolatey profile and silky mouthfeel that cloaks its considerable strength. Apparently I'm really thirsty. like no saliva to talk. The American oak barrels continue to build layers of complexity reminiscent of vanilla, toasted coconut, and caramel candy after aging this dark menace a full 12 months, 14.8% ABV, and it is about 10 months old at time of review. Yeah. And yes, I did just count my fingers. Don't judge me. Having breakfast for dinner, and I almost went with the coffee one. I'm like, no, come on, man, you got to do the regular one before you review the coffee one. And I'm sure it's still got roast and stuff. That'll be nice and a nice compliment. So definitely, yeah, super dark motor oil, dark mocha head for sure. Legs sticking, the legs are there profoundly. That lacing did not stick around very long. Let's get to the aroma. Oh my god, that's fantastic. It's kind of shocking that this beer does not have like cocoa powder or something in it, cacao nibs. Because it's that kind of like that ingredient of chocolate, but then there are actual chocolate notes, mostly dark chocolate, which isn't surprising. Little bit of brownie batter in there. Like I was saying about the roast, I mean, you can see why they do a coffee version of this. This is, it's believable that this does not have coffee in it, but it has a good amount of roast coming through in the aroma. Some of that sweet bourbon, almost like a little nutty, like slight pecan maybe. That's probably some of the wood mixing in with that. Huge caramel. Licorice, black licorice. Just, yeah, a little bit of that vanilla thing. Smells fantastic. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Ross. That's phenomenal. It's interesting. So it follows the nose. Everything I said in the nose, little less licorice I'm getting in the taste and the aroma, but everything else in the aroma, for sure, in the taste. It's not overly boozy on the palate. It was in my beer fridge at 55 degrees, so it's certainly not too cold. It's certainly not too hot. But like the booze you do get in the taste, the warmth of it, the essence of it, whatever the right word would be, works so well with all that stuff. Like, so for example, not that this tastes like rum balls, but it's like that thing where like you're getting all that delicious chocolate, but then you still get the rum, and it kind of complements. It's kind of its own thing. Or like chocolates that have liquor inside. You still get that big, because this does have a lot of chocolate. I think they're really spot on with that note. A lot of chocolate, but then. Yeah, it does. It adds this complexity. It adds, that little bit of essence of alcohol complements these big chocolate, somewhat brownie, like the aroma notes, but also its own thing. But if it was only its own thing, I wouldn't like it. So it's just such an interesting. It's probably why I'm harping on it so much. It's such an interesting experience, and the fact that it tastes so good, despite I never want to drink just straight alcohol. So it's not that, but there is like an element of it. It's really interesting. But yeah, like I said, I mean, immediately this beer is phenomenal. I mean, this is such a fantastic, so well done. It's just a fantastic beer. Probably should say chocolate one more time. Some of that caramel into dates, super faint blueberry cherry thing, super faint, super faint. Nice level of the oak woodiness. That bourbon, love that touch. The actual taste, like I was saying about the alcohol between the barrel aging and the beer specifically, and the actual alcohol in this is really nice. But the actual taste of the bourbon mixing with everything else, phenomenal. You do get a little bit of that vanilla thing. Good level of roast, so it's not overly sweet. It's a sweeter beer. It's not overly sweet. I think the alcohol, the oak, and that roastiness are really helping cut down or cutting through that sweetness. Yeah, this is one of those more of a love letter than a review kind of videos, you know. You get a little bit of like the Hershey's chocolate syrup. You get a lot of that just straight. And again, like it doesn't have cacao nibs in it. Like the fact that this beer has so much depth of different kinds of chocolate in different ways, it is kind of mind blowing. Man, I'm trying to think like what else to say about it. You know what? There is a kiss of that black licorice in the taste. Yeah, kind of hits like when the oak and some of the more like dry dark chocolate, like when like there's like this perfect storm where they hit just this one spot in the whole sip, where their intensities are just right. That almost like I'm doing this on purpose because it's almost like you're turning something that like unlocks when you get in this position, and like it unlocks the licorice taste. But it's a pretty quick moment for the licorice. But yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, this is awesome. Thanks again, Ross. Obviously, you can tell how much I appreciate you for getting this beer, because I'm enjoying it so much. Have you guys had this beer before? No one chimed in the last one. Has anyone had that new coconut one? I want to hear about it in the comment section below. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype beer reviews of both of those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.